way to northern Kentucky and Cincinnati. But first, we made a stop to visit another fellow yurt dweller named Hal, who built his own Yurt Village.
How did you all get started with yurts?
I wanted to build a teepee because I have a little bit of American Indian heritage.
Yeah.
So I got a book on teepees, and at the very back of the book was a little section on yurts.
Wow.
And I was like, man, that's a lot more movable. That's great for the modern day nomad. I could throw that on a car, you know. So I typed it in, you know, if there's any building plans for building a yurt. And some guy had written like a 25-page, you know, thing. And so I just copied what he did and made my first yurt and made a few more like that, and then kept on doing design changes that
is pretty cool.
Helped whatever situation. Then I kind of got bound because I was still mostly into the way he had done it, and then I was kind of bottlenecked. I wanted all these things that I couldn't get from that design.
Yeah.
So we started over and we just did a completely different design and spent lots of time with this guy that had been working for me for a while, Charlie, and we worked together awesome. So we sat down and redid the whole thing, and then I had engineering done on it.
That's neat.
Just started building them that way for a while, and they had a few of the problems too, you know, that we weren't foreseeing, and some of those came later, like 3 years later. The domes were cracking and stuff like that, you know, because they don't really want you to drill through them, but that was the only way we knew how to attach them down to this plate we had created. You know, we had a really good system for the ring and dome, but the domes were cracking. What we didn't know is that 4-foot dome expands 1/4 inch with heat and cold. So there was no room for expansion there, and so they were cracking right where we drilled the holes. So not everyone did that, but a few of them, like there was a batch that did it. Man, it ended up costing me thousands of dollars to replace all those domes and mail them out. And, yeah.
And what do you know? Hal has a didgeridoo that he played for us.
Ready?
Ready for it? Sound cool? You like that?
Wow! Hal has a set of lungs on him.
That's super neat.
Time for the dance party. You ready?
You can dance? Dance, dance, dance.
And I never would have guessed that you could bebop with a didgeridoo. We started the Yurt Village tour in the Yurt kitchen. And from there we moved on to check out the rest of the yurts in the village.
Type of moss. It's cool how the roots like make a trail thing.
There was even a yurt set up as a library.
So you know a lot of the yurt people?
I went to the World Yurt Makers Convention in Hawaii.
Okay.
So I met yurt makers from all over the world, and I met some of the ones. I met Colorado Yurt Company, and I met them, and that's really the only ones I really kept up with.
Hal also built a cute princess-themed yurt for his daughter to have her very own yurt. And can you believe it? He even had a yurt the size of our yurt, but it was 2 stories tall. I must say, it was really nice hanging out with Hal. He seemed to enjoy showing us around and sharing with us a piece of his life story. But before we left, the kids couldn't help but have some fun on the trampoline. After our tour of the Yurt Village, we hit the road again. I really enjoyed our visit with our fellow yurt dweller, Hal. Hal has also operated a company called Laurel Nest Yurts. He's operated it for years with he and his wife. Yes, the two of them have been putting together and selling yurts for years. But sadly, they are in the process of closing down the business because they're going to be moving to Portugal. And he said he may even set up a yurt in Portugal. Overall, our travel to northern Kentucky went very well. Finally, after almost 10 hours or so, because we had to stop and we also had to make some other stops, a bathroom and getting some food, we are here in northern Kentucky. And I say northern Kentucky because that is where most of the activities like the Ark Encounter and the Creation Museum and the special interview that we have, that is where they'll be taking place, and also where we'll be gathering for services for the Feast of Tabernacles. But we are staying actually in Cincinnati, where some church friends of ours kindly open up their house to us to stay during the feast. They're attending the feast somewhere else, and I believe it's Spain, so I'm sure they're having a blast, and we'll be having a blast. But I thank them for opening up their house to us. Make sure you check back with us next week, because our next vlog will be about our experience at the Ark Encounter. And see ya next time.
He likes you. He don't like a lot of people.
Yeah, he's like, man, this guy's got to be alright.
Like he has yurts and he has a trampoline. Wow.
Yeah. He's like us, guys. Don't worry about him. He's like, Andy plays the didgeridoo.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was a little apprehensive at first, but now I get it.